Welcome to Gar-Type. So my fascination with the R-Type series at this point, I'm sure, is very well known. As is my fascination with Eldritch Galactic Horror. Now, Lumpy Touch is an animator who you can see a lot of their work on YouTube. They do not only 2D art, but also animations of that. And it is very much so in that galactic horror style, but it's also always done with a degree of, I guess, self-aware silliness to it. One of their claim to fames, one of anyway, is Gar-Type, which is, I think it's Gar-Type anyway, which is a Garfield styled, or not Gar-Type, Garfield, which is a Garfield style horror. Now, the Garfield series, weirdly enough, is not actually alien to having horror depictions of it. I think it's probably just a combination of how much Garfield means to so many people, as in combination with the idea of making something that is typically not necessarily cute, but distinctly not horrific into something very horrific. But still always done with that kind of style. Now, Lumpy Touch is not a game developer. They are an artist and animator, which is where, what was it, Sparrow Cage Games, I think it was, comes in. Sparrow House Games comes in this game. Sparrow House Games, I have had a considerable amount of trouble tracking down a lot of information about them. However, it does seem to be that predominantly it is QK Josh, you can see up there under programming. I think QK Josh also works with a number of other people. I don't know if they are part of Sparrow House Games or just people that he then brings in for various collaborations. I know QK Josh has been around for a fair little while and done collaborations with a number of people. However, he only has a handful of games to their name, and unfortunately the Sparrow House Games website is currently not really working. There's only 3 odd games on their itch.io page, and all of their social media that I could find is also either gone or deleted. So I know there is a history there, but I have been unable to find pretty much anything to do with it. So a series of Lumpy Touches was actually, more recently was actually the Gar-Type series of short animations. Which then brings us to where we are now. Gar-Type. This is it's relatively short, it's relatively easy, all things considered. But it is definitely R-Type styled with, of course, the Lumpy Touch. So you can see the credits just here on the title screen. As it said, this is a free game. You can find it on itch.io or just Google it, you can find it. The instructions here on how to play. This is actually a mouse-controlled game, which I know a lot of shmup purists will scoff at. Typically, a mouse-controlled shmup is simultaneously easier and harder than a normal one. It's easier because you do have much more direct control over what you're doing and how you're doing it, but it's also harder because of how your brain thinks. With mouse movement, you think of a destination, and your cursor moving to that destination, or in this case, your ship moving to that destination. You don't think moment to moment while it's moving, and perhaps adjusting as you're moving. And if your end target is maybe a little bit off because you are just kind of making a projection and hoping that when you move the mouse you're accurate, that can also be off. So it is simultaneously more and less precise. So left click to shoot, you can hold, that's very nice and I very much appreciate it. Various power-ups, just like R-Type. And your most powerful attack is the G-Drive. This is a bomb. It also lets you teleport around the screen. Go to Lumpy's YouTube. There are options. Start the game. Full screen. And I'll get to this. I will very likely not be playing on that. So let's begin. So we're launching the Gar-Type D. However, before we start, we can actually take a look a bit around and actually get a little bit more story about what's going on. This is our main map page, though. Our stage select, I guess you could say. The Gore Star, source of the Gore types, living alien planetoid, nearing the edge of our solar system. Mars, the planetary defense forces of Mars are holding strong. USS Acres, designed as an artificial second Earth, Allied ships are gathering here. This game, of course, has a ton of references to, for lack of a better word, Garfield lore. I'm familiar enough with Garfield, I can probably name a lot of it, but I'm not going to get everything, and I'm certainly not going to get everything that is a reference to Lumpy Touch's animations, of which there are also plenty. Obviously, the USS Acres is reference to US Acres, which in the Garfield cartoon was the, 10-minute in-between. So there'd be 10-minute Garfield, 10-minute US Acres, 10-minute Garfield. The Lasagna Base. A giant science vessel orbiting Earth. The Gar-Types were developed here. And Neo-Muncie. Sprawling capital of the Earth Empire, currently under assault from alien invaders. Muncie is it's a town in, Michigan or something? But it is where the Garfield company, I think it's called Paws Inc. or something, is located there. And pretty much everything related to Garfield's headquarters and running it and even creating it has been loyally in Muncie for pretty much ever. Now you see the little exclamation point, that means that's where the actual stage is. So that's where we go for that. We can also get our lore debrief before mission 1. I know we're getting into some cosmic horror kind of crap anyway, but also heads up, there's some swearing in here too. Starbuckle! That's an amazing name. John Starbuckle, is that you? You've made it, finally. So, Veta is obviously, Liz. I'm not sure exactly where the name Veta comes from. I'm guessing it's because, Liz is a veterinarian, so Vet. who, of course, John has had a very big crush on her for pretty much the comic's entire running line. And recently, and by recently I mean at this point probably a couple of years ago, the two finally started dating. Major Bink. Literally a clown. Major Bink obviously being referenced to Binky the Clown, who was a television show that would periodically show up in the Garfield cartoon. I don't know if it's shown up pretty much anywhere that wasn't really the cartoon. It was usually... He usually arrived with some disdain. Garfield hated Binky the Clown. John actually seemed to like him, given he had, like, a mug or something of Binky the Clown. And even the developers kind of hated him after a while. They're not developers, like, the cartoonists started to hate him after a while. And they're asked, like, why wasn't Binky the Clown in more? Why did Binky the Clown stop showing up? And it's mostly, like, because we all hated him and couldn't do anything we enjoyed with him. His claim to fame is showing up and screaming as loud as he physically can. Get that smirk. I appreciate this expression on John. Like, they're not going all in on he's that, like, super hard pilot. I think it's interesting that they actually came up with a description for this. I want to say the way that description works is referenced to something in R-Type, but I could not tell you what. Like, maybe, like, does Bido stand for something? If it does, I don't remember. That, of course, being the R9A. Now, Gar-Type D, obviously the Gar-Type being made from Gar-Type material, reverse engineered, and given some things we'll see later on, is definitely supposed to be Garfield related, but then I almost wonder if Gar-Type D specifically is referenced to Odie? Like the ship is also potentially supposed to be Odie? But I could not tell you. Well, thank heavens. I appreciate that Starbuckle and D are both effectively hotshot pilots, so they actually kind of get along. Anyway, Neo Muncie.
Mission 1. Defend Neo Muncie.
So fair warning, I'm gonna get hit probably an embarrassing number of times. Some of that's because I'm not good at shmups, and some of that is because mouse controls are, like, weird. And certainly take a little getting used to. So there are 3 different power-ups that you can get. Given the option, you usually want spaghetti. You can also get health, macaroni, and ravioli.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti, they kind of mirror the various weapons from R-Type. Please, please, please. Dang it! So anyway, like I said, usually you want spaghetti. Macaroni is good for bosses, and ravioli is pretty much always a downgrade. Just kind of don't get ravioli. They can also be health upgrades, which is nice when you can manage it. Ooh! Checkpoint! If I die, I come back here. Threat level. Monday. So you can see a lot of my shots are going past him, so macaroni would be better for the boss. I probably should have got that at that last power if I thought about it. Ah! That one has hit me every single time. There, I thought to dodge it this time. The bosses all have relatively simple patterns. I'm gonna hang around up here. So he does that. And I can hit him. He's actually using the, effectively the bomb that we can use. Complete with teleportation.
Mission complete.
Heck yeah. So I also discovered there's no pause. I hit escape to pause and it just closes the game. Gar-Star. Gar-Star has entered our solar system. It continues to spawn countless Gar-Types. Mars. Projections indicate that Gar-Star is headed directly towards Mars. USS Acres. Arsenal has been upgraded, moving with the United Earth Armada to defend Mars. We have the debris field. Asteroids towed into orbit for protection and mining. Invader forces repelled from Earth are rallying here. Lasagna Bay is currently under lockdown, developing a classified project. And Earth. Thanks to John Starbuckle and Gar-Type D, the Earth is safe. For now. So we managed to fight them back off. They have retreated to the debris field. We are doing well so far. But oh, heck yeah, pizza. Of course not. Oh, lovely. Always a good sign. So I can kind of make out anomalous reading in the text in the background. I can't tell if the bottom says anything. Debris field, stage 2.
Mission 2. Investigate the debris field.
Okay, so we start with no power-ups. You can destroy asteroids. You can see a gauge in the lower right-hand corner. When that fills up, you get the little light off to the right. That is your bomb. So you can have a maximum of 2 bombs lined up. Bombs are... They let you teleport around the screen, so you may see some items here and there and go like, oh, how are you supposed to get to that? Bomb, probably. Like, how do you get to that up there? Bomb. OD! So that's OD. I got my bits. Oh yeah, gone before he did anything. Mechanically, you are actually expected... You are actually expected to use your bomb in some situations. Threat level, Monday.
Sarge, you must die.
Oh no! It's Veta.
Magical stab.
She has a couple attacks that I am not entirely sure of the tell for.
Stop it, John! Don't you love me?
Oh no, I only have 1 hit left. I just realized. And I'm probably not going to get better off than I am now. But we did it! Easy! That is some amazing hair. Look at that guy. The design is impeccable, like Lumpy Touch's art. Okay, so things have changed a little bit. Gorstar. Gorstar is relentlessly pressing closer and closer. Nothing will satisfy its hunger. Earth is next. Yeah, Mars and USS Acres are just gone. Cool. Can't actually highlight the debris field anymore. Earth's remaining forces are gathering for a final defense against Gorstar. Now we have Gar-Type X and Y down here. Gar-Type X, gigantic railgun designed to fire planet-piercing rounds, gained sentience and is now targeting Earth's defenses. Gar-Type Y, warhead designed to collapse Gorstar into a black hole. In order to detonate, must strike Gorstar's core. The Lasagna Base, humanity's secret weapon, Gar-Type X, has gone rogue and is targeting Earth. It must be stopped. if something is big enough to, like, eat a planet, how do you, like, have an army just attack that? I don't think that's a thing that you can do. Well, I mean, you're in D. What do you think happened to A, B, and C? This a little bit mirrors the different R units. Like, you pilot the R9 in R-Type 1. What happened to the 8 before then? And they were actually, in development models. 9 was just the first model that was actually fit for spacefaring travel. Like, they built 8 and then went, okay, we're on to something here, but we're gonna have to do some redesigning. I don't know what happened to all 25 of them, though. Well, 24 or 23, we know about X and Y. The ones that probably made it to final development are probably functioning in roles as suggested. Like, oh yeah, in the final assault there's going to be like a transport ship or something. That's one of the guard types. I enjoy the safely eradicate, because if you just blow up something that big, it's gonna take out, like, all the planets nearby, too. I mean, that's a solid plan, really. Bad news. I guess you're using a chunk of the Gore Star. It's very likely that it wakes up and goes, oh no, Gore Star is pretty cool, actually. I mean, yeah, it'll just blow up the Earth. Starbuckle is still just an amazing name. Alright, so with the Gore Star right there on our doorstep, and now we also have a planet-destroying railgun kinda chilling at our back door, so things aren't looking too hot for us. The more immediate issue is the lasagna base, I believe.